Hi, Champa. So more essays from you. I'm glad to see them. Okay, let's see if I can make this a little larger because it's kind of tiny. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So nowadays, most green energy, yes, okay, reduce costs, but it's also a serious threat. Let's see what you said. In current times, use of renewable sources of energy is being advocated in major parts of the world. Although some opine that they are an economical and sustainable source, others view it as a threat. However, I am an advocate of green energy. This essay shall discuss both sides and arrive at a conclusion. Okay, fine. First of all, green energy is naturally replenished through sunlight, wind, rain, and clouds. To explain further, it utilizes energy sources that are readily available and infinite. For example, the only source required for solar panels to function is direct sunlight. Therefore, this natural source of energy can replace fossil fuels in all major areas of use, including energy, water, and space heating, and fuel for motor vehicles. Hence, they are economical sources of energy. Secondly, unlike fossil fuels, renewable energy does not produce greenhouse gases contributing to climate change. Consequently, it has a much smaller impact on the environment. On the other hand, emission of greenhouse gases due to usage of fossil fuels leads to depletion of the ozone layer. Okay. I don't mind that you wrote this. I think I might have wanted just a different linker here. I mean, you're trying to show the contrast, like look how great green energy is compared to traditional energy sources. So rather than on the other hand, maybe in contrast would have been better. I know it's a fine difference, but I still think that it might have been better. Okay? And then let's see. I still think that you needed some sort of summary sentence here. So on the whole, it is clear that green energy is, a better source of energy for the environment or something like that. Okay? So you still needed that. All right, let's move on. With regard to energy security, fossil fuels are a much larger threat as compared to green energy due to their finite nature. Now, this is the kind of thing I wish you could develop a little bit further. So what do you mean it's a greater threat? How does that make it a greater threat? And, describe this. It's, finite nature. All right? So rather than just going to a second main idea here, I do think you needed to develop this. All right? In addition to this, due to uneven distribution of energy sources throughout the world, there is a fear that fast-developing economies such as India and China may consume the majority of energy due to their large population growth. Governments should devise a global energy policy model to solve this problem. Okay, what is the purpose of this paragraph? Now, remember, the essay has, where is it? Here it is. The essay has asked you to discuss green energy as a serious threat to energy security. I don't see that you've done that. Instead, it looks like you've discussed how fossil fuels are a threat to energy security, which is not really what you've been asked, okay? Because look, this is what you're saying. And now here you start talking about energy sources, but which energy sources? Are you talking about fossil fuels, like traditional energy sources, or are you talking about green energy sources? It's not clear, okay? If you're talking about green energy, then you really did need to develop this further. If you're talking about traditional fossil fuel-based sources of energy, it's off topic. Okay, so reading this topic, I'm left with a lot of questions and I'm kind of confused. Okay, so keep that in mind, please, and try to clarify some of the issues in this paragraph. Alrighty, so to conclude, the supply of fossil fuels is decreasing at an alarming rate throughout the world, and the only solution to conserve energy and fight climate change is through usage of renewable sources. In the near future, green energy could be a consistent source of energy supply. Lovely. So here's the thing, Champa. There are a lot of great elements to this essay, a lot of really lovely language, advanced grammar, advanced lexis. So a lot of things I like. The coherence and cohesion of it is also very good. However, there's a big problem with the task response due to this paragraph here. It's not developed properly and it leads to some confusion. Okay? So while you were on a really good track with this, it got kind of off track, which creates a problem. All right, so let's go straight into your letter. It's the barking dog letter, so let's see what you had to say. Dear Mr. Mark, my name is Beth Porter, and I stay in apartment number 101 just across from yours. I don't stay there. Stay implies that it's a temporary thing like a hotel. I have been meaning to write to you for some time now and finally decided to put pen to paper. This is with reference to your puppy, Oreo. As you may have noticed, I work odd shifts. You don't need the in. I work odd shifts throughout the week due to being in the hotel industry. Few days are more tiring than others. Not a few days. I wanted you to, because this has a negative meaning, so instead say some days. So some days are more tiring than others, especially when we have high occupancy, no A necessary, in the property. After reaching home, I wish to have some peace and quiet so that I can relax my mind. However, due to constant barking noises in the corridor, my sleep gets disturbed and consequently I'm late for work almost every day. If I may suggest, Oreo could be trained to understand the quiet command, or a muzzle could be arranged. Need a could here. Okay. Let's see what happened here. Hold on. There's something happening with the grammar. Okay. How about you do this? If I may, I suggest that Oreo be trained to understand the quiet command, or a muzzle could be arranged. This way, he might learn to control his barking until he senses a threat. All right, so there's a lot of strange things happening there, incorrect words, structural words primarily, but there's some awkwardness there that really made the sentence rather difficult. Personally, I would love to own a puppy myself, but only if my work demands were more flexible. Please let me know if I can be any assistance in this regard. Thank you in advance. Yours sincerely. Okay. I didn't really need this sentence. I mean, it's very nice, but I didn't really need it. I didn't really think it was completely relevant. You could have said something else like, you know, it's nice to have a puppy in the building, but please, you know, try to take care of him appropriately. Let me know if I can be of assistance. That would have been fine, okay? So somehow wrap it up, but in a more relevant manner. The rest of it is fine. It's lovely. For me, this was like the big problem here, this sentence. It was, you know, awkward and needed some work. So on the whole, you did everything you're supposed to do. You explained it pretty clearly. So it's a good letter overall. Okay. So now you have to correct these and send them back to us. I don't know if you have any more essays with us, but I would like to see more from you. I mean, you're definitely doing well. You're on the right track, but I would like to see some more essays before you take your exam. So I hope you'll decide to continue working with us in order to get feedback and in order to really ensure that you're exactly where you need to be in order to get the score you require. Okay, so with that, I want to wish you lots of luck. Keep on writing, and I hope I get to see more of your essays soon.